So this question comes from Scott. He says, how did you get involved with Future of Forestry? And for those of you who don't know, Future of Forestry is a band that I went on tour with last year at the end of 2012 for 2 tours. And so, I'll tell you how I first got hooked up. It wasn't really how I thought, because I didn't know for a little bit how I got hooked up with them. I didn't know how they got my contact information and asked me to try out for an audition. I had some ideas, but it turns out that the only real reason my name got thrown into the hat to tour with them was because of a mutual friend that I had with the leader of the band. And I realized that's not a great, answer, because it's not really something that you can necessarily apply if going on tour with a band like that is something you want to do. There's not really a whole lot to take from that story. But I wanted to answer this question because I think there is some things you can think about if touring is something that you want to do, or really anything that you want to do with music, or anything in life really. Despite the fact that my story doesn't really help you in terms of it was a mutual friend, I had the right friend at the right time to get the gig. Really what it comes down to, I think, is if there's something you want to do with music, maybe it's touring like I wanted to do, even if there's not necessarily any opportunities on the direct horizon, you should still be getting ready to do those things. So, for this tour, it kind of came out of nowhere. I wasn't looking for it. It was something I wanted to do. But, despite not knowing if I would ever tour or if I would ever join up with a band like that, I was ready to do it. And what I mean by that is things like I had quality guitar gear that I knew would last on a tour, and I had bought road cases for my amps and my pedal board, even though for the most part I was maybe just driving from home to church to play music, and with the road cases weren't really that necessary. So, if touring is something you want to do, get ready for it, even though if it might feel a little silly with where you're at the time. So that when it does come up, when there is an opportunity, you are ready to take it. Because if you say, oh hey, there's this thing I want to do, but I don't really see how it could happen, so I'm not going to do these things to get ready for it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like if I had been offered the tour but said, I don't have all this stuff, I'm not ready to do it, then maybe they would have passed me by, So yeah, that's how I got the gig with Future of Forestry. And if you're looking for advice from that, I'd say be ready for the things that you want to do. If you want to go on tour with a band, do the things you need to do to get ready. Pretend like you're going on tour in a couple months and figure out what you need to do to get ready for that. If you are thinking about quitting your full-time job and doing music, start right now doing the things that you think you need to do for that to happen. It's not going to happen instantly, but if you work towards it, it'll happen eventually.